Welcome to Spilling the Tequila, the podcast that brings the tequila spilling energy without the hangover. I'm Grace.
And I'm Sunny Joe, and welcome to Spilling the Tequila. We're laughing right now because we've 7 months in with our podcast. We've finally converted over to doing videos. We've had a lot of requests from our listeners saying, please, please, please do videos. Probably because they want to see what we look like. But the reason we didn't do videos is because podcasts are meant to be headphones, listening, going to work, whatever. But times are changing in Gen Z, Y, whatever they're called. So we needed to follow the trend and put out videos for you to look at on socials and YouTube. My back left shoulder blade is so itchy.
I wasn't laughing because of that, though. I was laughing because I never care about what I look like when I do our intro. And I'm usually like, welcome to Spilling the Tequila. Like, I've got a really blank face. And now I had to be like...
Now you've got a...
Now I can check myself out.
Now you got a pleather jacket on with some shoulder pads and some anal beads.
This is how I always... This is in honor of the Queen's death, 1 year anniversary.
Sorry.
Thank you. Don't mock the Queen.
And I'm wearing in honor of people who love tassels.
Looks good on you.
It does look good. Do you reckon I look like Pocahontas?
Yes.
Well, no. I only say that because someone called me Pocahontas.
No, you do look like Pocahontas in that jacket. That's so funny.
It's true. Remember that when I had to kick that guy out of the restaurant, the Irish guy?
What?
When I was working in hospitality years ago, I had to kick an Irish guy out of the restaurant. And because he was drunk. Sorry, look, it's nothing to do with me, but my boss said you have to go, and he went, "Fuck you, Pocahontas," and the whole restaurant went quiet. And I'm like, and I was so embarrassed, but I've
don't be embarrassed, just own
it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's start off the show. As you know, guys, we always do tequila. Cheers, spicy margaritas that Grace over here made. So thank you, Grace Young.
Wait, can we tell the audience? Because we're in two different studios. Studio 1, where Sunny's situated.
I'm Studio 1. Grace is in Studio 2. So we're not even in the same room together because in videos. What, you go? What?
But we're in the same house.
Yeah, it's all right. People don't need to know that. We're in a studio
I want
in
to
LA.
tell the people. I want to tell the people so that one day when we're bigger than this and we actually have studios, that you got to fake it till you make it. And that's why we're drinking out of the same glass with the same drink.
True. And that's why Grace is wearing headphones from the airplane.
Don't be mean.
No, you look good. You look really nice. Like,
I think I look like Jennifer Lopez in the studio or something.
You do. Play that song all night long. You do look like play my motherfucking song.
I was listening to that today. Okay, anyway, let's get the show started.
I love the video. It makes it more like interactive.
I know, doesn't it? We're never going to hang up.
Are you looking at me or do you look at yourself?
I'm looking at both.
Okay, I look at you. That
when
says
I have
something.
As if you check yourself out too. I know when you smile, you check those teeth out.
I do love brushing my teeth. I love flossing. I love the dentist. I went last week, actually. Anyway, we better start the show. Sorry, guys. Welcome back to Spilling Tequila, our debut of doing videos. So happy you're here. So let's kick it off. So I just learned recently, and I don't know if you know this, and I feel like you would know this because you're a woman, not being sexist, because I feel like it's a woman thing to. A woman told me this, so I feel like you would know. Okay. But if you didn't, you're going to love it. So I have problems of, when you clean your sheets and you do, and you put it, and you've got to put it back on the bed. Every time I put my fitted sheet on the mattress, I have a lot of troubles putting it on. Like the corner doesn't fit and it's like too short. I'm like, what's going on here? And I put it on. I think a lot of people go through this. I just found out recently by one of my friends, Heidi, her mother told her that if you have your fitted sheet, there's a tag on it. Yeah. Yes. And the tag always goes at the bottom left of your bed. Did you know that?
I found that out and I tested it and it doesn't work on my sheets.
Oh, it works for me. Maybe your sheets is wrong size for your bed.
Huh?
Like maybe you bought queen sheets, but you have
like a double bed. Sheets for queen bed. No, I know. It was just weird. It was so weird. And I was like, what's wrong with this? But it's smart though. It's like,
it does work.
Makes sense.
But it's for everything, guys. It's for fitted sheet. It's for your doona cover. It's for your top sheet.
Oh, I didn't know for the doona cover.
Dinner cover as well. Yeah. So there's a tag on it and it always goes to the bottom left-hand side of your bed. And that's how you know. So it's a really good tip out there. If you don't know it, really, really good. Interesting or interesting?
Interesting. Was that your topic or just like a little fun fact?
I've got a lot of topics. I've got a variety.
Okay, got a lot to get off your chest.
A lot to get off my chest. As you know, I'm very random, ADD, not diagnosed. So I just want to vomit it out. So this is just off topic. So my mum turned 69 on August 16th recently. I've probably sent you videos. I love my mum. I'm a big fan. Anyone that knows my mum, she's very iconic.
Happy birthday, Carmen Gonzalez.
Carmen Gonzalez. And as you know, my mum, well, she doesn't say it anymore, but for years growing up, she used to say, Sunny boy, darling, you know, me and Madonna, we have the same birthday, August the 16th. So I'm like Madonna. I'm like, what do you mean like Madonna? Well, I like to sing. She liked to sing. Believe it or not, if I was 21, I'd be the next Madonna if I moved to Australia when I younger like you. I'm like, Mom, just because you got the same birthday as Madonna doesn't mean you're Madonna.
Don't say that.
That's true. My mum does love her. She's a great karaoke singer and she had a great birthday. She had all her friends over. I sent you some videos over it. And what I wanted to say is it was so funny because my nephew, Brody, who's like 25, was filming my mum and her friends. They don't even drink alcohol or anything. He goes, it was so weird. They don't drink? No, they don't drink. No,
they don't drink. They were drunk.
No, they don't drink. My mum doesn't drink. Her friends don't drink. They just get high.
I love that.
They just get high on their voices of karaoke. Yeah, right. So my nephew said that they had wigs. My mum had a box of wigs and they'd all put the wigs on. So like my mum put a wig on and she's like dancing in front of the TV and they had a video camera on a tripod filming them. And then her friends had put on wigs and they're all laughing and they're doing dancing. Then they do karaoke songs and then they do other wigs and they're all laughing and they're dancing. And he said they did this for about 2 hours, right? 2 hours having the time of their life. After 2 hours, they stopped the camera that was filming. Yeah. And then they pressed play and they then sat down on the couch all quiet as if they're about to watch a movie they've never seen before.
No, are you serious?
I'm serious. And then they watched themselves back for 2 hours of exactly what they did, laughing even more, pointing at the TV going, ah! And my nephew was like, what are you laughing at? You just did this 2 hours ago. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, he said it was the strangest thing, but they had the time of their life. Maybe we should start doing that, you know? Maybe
I feel
it's a
like
thing.
We already kind of do that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes if we film this and we watch it back, I wouldn't watch something.
No, not 2 hours. That's like more than a feature film. Hey, who's born on your birthday? I have a really good one.
I think I've looked this up before. Like I'm a Libra, most likable star sign. While you look that up, do you want me to go into the next topic that I've got?
No, because I want to say something on this.
Go for gold then.
Your mum's saying that she's like Madonna.
Yeah.
Well, Zoe Kravitz is born the same day as me. And I always say I'm like Zoe Kravitz. So your mum is right. Whoever's born on your birthday, you are like.
You can be. You're channeling. Okay.
Going to tell you who you're most like.
Okay. October the 2nd, ready? Easiest birthday to remember.
Yes. Yep. No. Yep. Oh. Okay, let me just find someone who's like, oh, okay. Because you've got a lot of random ones. Gandhi?
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
You're either like Gandhi or Kelly Ripa, you know, like Live with Regis and Kelly.
I think Cuba Gooding Jr. is the same as mine as well.
Oh, really?
But no, I don't have very good ones.
Oh, I thought that there might be like someone a little bit more. Any Lebowitz? Sting.
Not bad. I like Sting.
I think out of all of them, you're most like Kelly Ripa.
I don't really know her.
She's like the host. Anyway.
Oh yeah, the American host. Yeah. Okay, not bad. I'll take whoever. I will take whoever. Anyway, so for people who smoke weed or take gummy bears, as you know, Canada, weed's legal. Pretty much like Holland, America, like weed's Thailand is weed's legal now. So there's a lot of people out there that smoke weed or taken gummy bears or edibles and stuff like that. Anyway, for anyone out there who does have edibles or smoke weed, you should watch Celine Dion on YouTube doing interviews.
Oh my God.
When you're high. Hilarious. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Have you watched Celine Dion do interviews and stuff? She's such a character.
She's such a character.
I mean, you don't need to be high on edibles or weed, but it just makes it extra better, kind of like chicken salt on chips. She's hilarious.
Have you seen when she's on the street and she's on the street in a car and she's like being taken out from David Letterman or something like that. And this young girl is on the street and starts singing her song back to her. And she's just staring blankly at this girl who's like singing her little heart out. She's got these sunglasses on. She's just staring at her. And then she just goes, boop, and the window just rolls up. She just drives off.
Oh, so she was rude to the little girl.
Well, she sort of just looked at her, but she wasn't rude. She was just like Celine Dion.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't think Celine Dion's like rude. I just think she's just Celine. She's just a bit of an odd bod, you know?
Yeah.
I love Celine.
Same. I think everyone does. Everyone's got a soft spot for her. Good old Celine. Hope she gets better. She's a little bit crook at the moment or has something going on. So bless her. So she's given her heart to the world. So prayers for Celine.
Yeah. One like, one prayer.
Yeah.
One subscribe, one prayer.
So I'm not like a scientist, right? Clearly. Clearly, I'm not a scientist or a person who like
this is like a pinball machine. Like you're like,
you know how my brain works.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
This is
like,
me. This is what I go. I kind of like it. It's like
turbulence on the Qantas flight.
So I'm not like a scientist or a person who create things, but hear me out and tell me what you think, because I think I'm a little bit of a genius for this. So you know how they've got drones now and AI and have got all this technology that we've covered in our past episodes and stuff. Yeah. So obviously the bushfires that's in America, Maui, Canada, Australia's coming into summer now. So we know our bushfires are bad and something just needs to be done because global warming's getting worse. And we have all this technology, so why don't we invent something? So you know how they've got drones now that have like bombs or bullets and they can just fly in without humans being them and they can just hover and stuff? Yeah. Why don't they build drones like in Australia, start off here, and they have drones that just fly through the air and stuff, and they detect where fires are from smoke because they can do that with their sensors and stuff. And when they're flying through the air, they've also got water inside them, like those airplanes that carry water or the helicopters when there's a bushfire. And they just detect it and they just fly through the air. And when they detect one where a fire started, they go like the drone, it goes over and then just pours the water on it and then goes off and it just doesn't turn into this big bushfire that's happening because they're trying to think a way to stop it. So use the AI technology, use the drones. We've already got that type of technology now to put out the bushfires.
I don't want drones flying around the sky all the time. I think that's
you don't live in the bush. You live in the city.
Yeah, but why would people in the bush want drones flying over their properties
So what I mean was, it doesn't mean, okay, you can have drones that are high in the air that you can't see, that are really high up. They do it all the time. Hello.
But how is that going to detect smoke if they're so high up?
Because they've got sensors. They can probably do it by heat and stuff. Are you kidding me? Of course they have this technology already. So all I'm saying is, they should invent drones. They're not like in the sky that you can see and go, oh, there's a water drone again. They're kind of like really, really high up above the clouds or or wherever. And then when there's a fire, they just put them out. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a creative. I just think it's something so simple to save lives, to save animals, to save the land.
I've got an idea. I've got a good idea. So you've put detectors in the ground that can sense the heat in the ground from the fires, and then somehow you put from the underwater piping system, you spring holes, so then if it starts to heat up, water starts to like from the ground, so the ground becomes moist, so the fire can't spread.
I've thought about that, but there's too much land to cover. America, too much land. Australia, too much land. It would just be impossible. Well, nothing's impossible, but it's just like it would cost too much.
Whoa, okay, party pooper. Meanwhile, we've got 50 drones in the sky in like 100 square meters.
So I was at my friend's house last week and my friend got a text message, right? And her friend messaged her and said that she was so late, technically a little bit broke, but also from inflation, but also lazy that she hasn't done her grocery shopping yet. And she just hasn't gotten to the shop. So she's waiting for her next pay week. And she's been living off pancake mix for a week. I just thought you'd find that funny. I couldn't stop laughing because it's like cheap, easy to make, fills you up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that for me is raisin toast.
Okay.
And garlic bread. I could live off garlic bread and raisin toast. Like, fills you up, very easy. Keep it in the freezer. What would yours be for a cheap thing to have in the cupboard that just costs nothing till you get to your next payday?
Oriental 2-minute noodle packet, and then you crack an egg and scramble an egg through it for an extra bit of protein to make it healthy.
Not bad. That's called something. Karajong? I don't know. That's called something Korean. Yeah.
It's like the white version of that. The white poor girl version. I think that's what it is.
My last topic, and then it's your go, because I had a few, was, have you ever been called to HR in your history of working? Which, it's not a bad thing if you haven't, because getting called to HR is pretty bad. It means you've done something really bad. Unless it was for like good reasons or something, but you're never getting called to HR for good reasons. Like, you've done a great job, Grace. Like,
I've never worked at a company that had HR.
Oh, right. Everywhere kind of has HR. It's like,
no, they don't.
Oh, right.
Small businesses don't.
Right.
It's just a free for all, and like, good luck to you, Dal.
Well, I was
Did
very
you get
young.
called to HR?
I did get called to HR when I was 22 years old, when I was working at Coca-Cola.
Oh, what did you do?
Yeah, so I was so what I did was nothing. I did nothing. You know me, I'm a very hard worker. And I was working in sales at Coca-Cola at the time, sales, sitting there at headset on, just pumping out, trying to get money, very good at my job, very convincing. Anyway, I don't know. They're like, hey, like, he's got to go to HR, and everyone's like gossiping at work, like, oh my God, what's Sonny Joe done? Like, he must have done something bad. And then I was nervous. I'm 21, young. And so I went in there, and I forget what her name was. Let's just call her Elaine. And she was just like, hey, Sonny, how you? Sit down. I'm like, yeah, good, thanks. And she goes, look, nothing to be concerned about. I was like, oh, thank God for that. I was like so nervous, sweaty palms and stuff. And she goes, look, we've been called in here by your team leader. We've listened to your calls with the clients of the businesses that you're talking to. I'm like, yeah, and you're like, look, 100%, you're doing everything right. Great customer service, great sales. You're following all your KPIs and everything. I said, yeah. And they go, but we're just a little bit concerned with something. I was like, oh, concerned? Like, what did I do? Like, I'm good at fixing my mistakes. They're like, well, we'll listen to your calls, and what's with the accents? And I was like, oh. No. And I was like, well, and she goes, well, we've listened to this call here from last week. It sounds like you're from England. We've listened to this call here. You're American. We've listened to this call here and you're Irish. And I was like, oh, yeah, look, I actually study acting, and my acting teacher told me the best way to practice your accent is doing it in real life circumstances. Try it at your work, try it with your friends, go to a restaurant, order with an accent. So I thought, well, I work Monday to Friday, 8 hours a day. This is the best time to practice my accent. So I was doing it at work. I'm on the phones all day selling Coca-Cola. So I was in there, and she goes, look, it's not a concern, but we just prefer you not to do it. Not that it's troubling because you're actually getting on stats, but we're a little bit concerned by you. So that was my HR experience.
Did you stop after that, or did you continue?
I stopped after that because I got a little bit embarrassed.
Okay.
I didn't realize that every call was kind of listened to. I got a lot of weeks out of it, and I perfected it. So it was great.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Like, Sonny, I got the American accent. Doing?
My name is Ryan Seacrest. I am confident. I like a little confrontation. I'm very competitive. That's the 3 C's.
I'm very competitive.
Well, that's the 3 C's. I am confident. I like a little confrontation. I'm very competitive. Like, anyway. If anyone else out there has any stories of why you got called to HR, please send us into spillingthetequila@gmail.com. Don't worry, don't give your names out because HR is kind of private, but we want to hear from you. Did you do anything like me? We'd like to hear from you, and we'll put it on the show.
We would. That's a good question for the audience, actually.
Yeah.
That's a really good
TikTok,
question. That's
Instagram,
juicy.
Email so juicy. Tell me, what did you, or if it's not you, what did your family member, your partner, what did you get called to HR for? I'd love to hear back. We'll bring it back on the episodes when we record again. And handing over to you, Gracie.
Thank you. I wanted to today, because I know recently you've been talking a lot about current events and
Me
like
or you?
what's you on the podcast.
Yes.
We've talked about the woman with the mushrooms and the guy who killed his wife and child. Yeah. And I wanted to bring a news story to you because I think this is quite possibly one of the most harrowing, saddest, awful news stories that I've seen in a really long time. Are you ready?
I'm ready, but harrowing's definitely one of your latest new words at the moment, by the way.
Am I saying it a lot?
No, you're not saying a lot. You said it when we recorded last in our podcast episode, and you said harrowing. I was like, oh, that's a new one, because I kind of didn't know what it meant, and then I looked it up, and I thought you got the app that I got where you get taught a new word every day, because I'm trying to improve my diction. I have bad diction, and my vocabulary, and just like better, smarter words, which isn't English at all.
Well, anyway. Okay, harrowing's my new word. Okay, you ready to be harrowed?
Yes, harrow me. Harrow me.
Last week, a Delta Airlines flight from Atlanta, Georgia to Barcelona got forced to turn around and land back in Atlanta because a passenger had severe diarrhea that was uncontrollable. So he started to shit himself in his seat, and then he got up to get to the toilet, and it spewed all up the aisles, all the way up to the toilet.
Oh, no.
You can listen to the voice recording of the pilot. Oh, should I try and play it? Actually, I should try and play it. You can listen to the voice recording of the pilot, who has to say to like air traffic control, like, we have to turn this around. It's a biohazard like problem. Because you can't land with like foreign shit in Barcelona.
Of course. And what if they got gastro?
Exactly. No one could breathe because it was so like rank. And how bad is that? And how sad for this poor guy.
I feel really bad for the guy. I feel bad for the guy. It's not his fault. We've all been there.
Yeah, I know, but like,
oh, the poor thing.
Now that we have video too, I could show you a photo. It's pretty rank.
Oh, what? Of him pooing? Oh, people shouldn't film him, the poor thing. So what? People had to sit on the plane. Oh, I bet they wanted those COVID masks back.
Okay, can you see this? Okay, so they've already laid it all down, but that's the length of how far the diarrhea. Oh, you can see a bit there. It made it up the whole plane.
Shit. No way.
It's so revolting.
Can you play the audio from the? I want to know what the captain says.
Yes, I'm going to try and find it.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, this is your captain speaking. We will be turning around, going back to Atlanta, Georgia, because...
No. So I don't think you can't hear what the pilot says. I don't think to like the passengers. You hear him call air traffic control and say like, we've had an incident.
Oh, no.
On board. We have to turn the plane around.
And they probably think it's like a terrorist attack or something, or someone with a knife, and it's just a guy with bloody vomit button.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, here we go. Put in the microphone so the
I'm just turning it up.
This is the in-flight, the pilot talking to air traffic control. This is a biohazard.
I can't hear it. It's not. I think you got it too close to the mic. You had it too close to the mic.
What do you mean I had it too close to the mic?
Well, it wasn't playing in my ears, so I don't think the viewers could hear it. Like, I think your microphone stopped it from going in because there's too much reverb.
Oh.
So maybe play it away again. Yeah, like that. No, it doesn't play. Record. How funny. Maybe not allowed to record it. Is that a weird AI iPhone thing?
Probably.
How strange.
Anyway, how sad is that?
Yeah,
and I was also thinking, right, if you were a passenger on that plane, like, we would never want to be rude and like be like, oh, like that's disgusting, like, ugh. But imagine if you're sitting next to him and you like you're trying to like keep it together, but you've got shit all over the seat next to you. Like, could you imagine just trying to like act normal in that situation?
If a guy's diarrhea that much up thing where they're turning the plane and you're in the two seats next to him, that is your opportunity to get in first class.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. You take me now into first class. I know there's spare seats. I saw them walking through. You get me away from this. I'm so sorry.
But what if there's no spare seats? Honestly, like, what if it is a dead set full flight? Like, you are up shit creek.
I think he should have just sat in the toilet.
No, but he didn't. Obviously, he didn't know.
No, but I'm saying after that, he should just stay in the toilet.
I think that he stayed in the toilet, but it was too late. The shit was already all over the seat and all over the plane.
That's an international flight
They had to
as
rip the
well.
carpets up. They had to recarpet the plane.
That's disgusting. That's an international flight as well.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean? It's like, how do you?
I get what do you think? Mean.
What do you think happened afterwards? Do you think he got off the plane and there's like a shower that they bring him into on the airport? They'd have to. You can't just be like,
I hope. Do you know what? For his sake, as I say, you always must travel prepared. I hope he had a spare change of clothes in his carry-on.
Of course he would. He's going to an international flight.
Yeah, but some people don't.
Oh, that's sad. The poor guy. How old was he?
No,
he was obviously really sick. He's obviously. How come I didn't see this news? Where did you read
severe
this?
Diarrhea. It's
all over
the internet. Are you kidding me? It's all over the news. It's all over everywhere.
Well, I only read the real news. That's probably why I don't know about that. It is
the real news. It's on The Guardian.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I talk about news of Maori fires last week's episode, like things like that. Not that wasn't good.
This is on CNN, Sonny. This is on CNN. It's major international news. It's never happened before. They had to turn around for 2 hours, and I don't know. I think they're trying to keep his like him sort of nameless, because you wouldn't want someone to piece that together. I think all we know is it's a guy. Anyway, that really rocked me this week. It really rocked me, because that's just intense, you know? Yeah. So moving on, we're going to wrap the show up. We haven't done for a couple of episodes, Ask Sonny Joe, but
I know people missed it. I got a message on our gram saying, "Hey, where's Ask Sonny Joe?"
And I have a listener question for us.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Are you ready? Sit back.
I am ready. Sit back, relax. Welcome, guys, to Ask Sonny Joe. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a psychologist. It's just a view.
Yes. Hi, Sonny Joe. I have a question that I would love your advice on. I've recently been asked to be a bridesmaid in a longtime friend's wedding, which I am super honored and excited about. It's really got me thinking about my own wedding and who I would have as my bridesmaids. I am getting married in late 2024. I found myself starting to stress about who I will choose, mainly because I would hate to hurt anyone's feelings in not choosing them, especially if they have me as a bridesmaid in their wedding. I have my 2 best friends and my sister who are non-negotiables, so they're definitely in the wedding. Following this, I have my boyfriend's sister who has openly said she will have me as her bridesmaid, 2 childhood friends that have been in my life since I was born. One of them has just asked me to be a bridesmaid in her wedding. And then I have 2 other amazing friends who, again, I know will have me as bridesmaids as a bridesmaid in their wedding. That is 8 people altogether, which personally is too many for me. I know this may sound silly and trivial, but it's got me thinking, how do you navigate choosing bridesmaids and not hurting anyone's feelings, especially if they've asked you to be in their wedding? I feel grateful to have so many special people in my life, but this whole thing is starting to stress me out.
Okay. First of all, thank you for writing in. Secondly, congratulations on getting married in 2024, and congratulations for being a bridesmaid on your friend's wedding. So they're both big opportunities and fun. I know what that's like. I haven't been married, but I've been best man and groomsmen at a lot of weddings. So look into that. It is a hard topic, but what it comes down to is, you said that you want 2 of your best friends, and who was the other person at her wedding?
Her sister.
And her sister, which makes sense. And that's fine. At the end of the day, it always, if the female gets to choose whoever she wants, and then obviously your husband, male, gets to choose who he wants as his groomsman and best man. So the fact that his sister, you're going to be a bridesmaid at her wedding, like you said, that's fine. That's her decision. But if you're just capping yours at 3, which is normal, but these days, you get bridesmaids where it's 15 or 17 people and it's a lot. It's very excessive.
Too many.
And that's just trying to please everyone. I believe this is your day and your partner's day. It's no one else's day. So if you've already chosen the two best friends and your sister, who are the closest people you have because you've had best friends with them since you're little, and your sister now, that's fine. Go with that because that's who you want. It's not offensive not to ask the other people, because at the end of the day, you're choosing three people, so it can only be three people. I guess it's the same if you're matching it with your husband, your partner. If he's having three as well, he's probably going to have three of his. Doesn't mean that you're, because you're going to level it up. People are casual these days where they're just like can just have heaps or whatever. But if you just want to keep it at that, like I said, it's not offensive. It's your day. It's not MySpace, your top 8 best friends. It's not about that anymore. No one's going to get offended. People are just excited to be invited to the wedding. And that's what it comes down to. They're there to see you get married. They're there to party, drink all your alcohol, eat the shit cake, and dance all night with you and celebrate. It's about you and your partner. I know it's easier said than done, but you shouldn't be stressing about who you're going to offend, because if you have friends that are offended by that, then clearly they're not very good friends if they're not understanding this. That's what I'll look at it. Where I don't know how old you are. We're all adults now. If you're 19 or 21, it could be you're pretty young getting married, whatever, and that's why you're feeling like this. I don't know how old you are, 20s or 30s, but I think weddings are stressful in general. That's why you need to hire J-Lo to be your wedding planner, like the movie, because it makes everything easier. But obviously, we're not that rich. We don't live in LA, so you have to do this yourself and get help from your partner or your family. But my advice would be just to keep it at your sister, keep it at your two best friends. Speak to your partner about it, and open communicate, saying, I just wanted it that. Is it bad that I'm not doing your sister? I just want to keep it at 3. What do you think? Get his opinion. That way you've communicated it to him. So if anything ever retaliates, he could always be like to his sister, no, she kept it at 3. She actually discussed this with me and very thoughtful about it, that she's generally asking instead of blowing it off. And that's what I would say. Was that a right? No, there's no right or wrong answer. I just think it's your day and your partner's day, and you can choose who you want to choose, and stop thinking about others, because at the end of the day, it's not about others.
Good answer. I actually have a solution to this problem.
Okay.
A full-on solution. No. So
okay.
I am of the thought that I would agree with this person that, like, keep it in line. You don't want 8 people up there, which is fine. But I also think that for a lot of people, obviously different for the closest people to me, like I would love to help them through their wedding and be their bridesmaid and be there for them. But for a lot of people who become a token bridesmaid, it's a pain in the ass. It's really expensive. You're like essentially working for free for this person, which is fine because it's like, I love you so much. But if you have to do like 25 weddings because you have 25 super close friends, I actually think half of them would be honored if you just said, do you know what, like bachelorette parties, like buying the dress, buying the whatever, doing all the stuff that bridesmaids usually do, which is the fun bit. Come with me, let's do it. And then those closest 3 people to you are the actual like full on, yep, we're taking the brunt of this work, the bridesmaids. Like that would be great. You get all the benefits of being a bridesmaid, all these friends. They're not being left out of any of the fun stuff.
That's true.
But they're just not up there on the day, which like, and also for half of the people who are like uncomfortable in public, who might think, I don't want to stand up there and everyone like look at me, even though they're not the bride. But, people think that way, of course, that's normal. I feel like a lot of people will be happy to be like, yeah, okay, cool. I get to check out the dress. I get to come to the bachelorette party. I get to party and do all this fun stuff, but I don't have to worry about wearing the same dress as all these other girls and doing this and doing that and doing that. There's the solution.
There we go. Either listen to Grace or listen to me. We hope you got 2 views. These are just our views.
Well, I think that like our views work in cohesion with each other.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for writing in. We hope that helps you give another point of view to help you out with have less stress. If you have any problems out there, guys, relationship, anything, doesn't even have to do with relationships, just anything in general, please write in at spillingthetequila@gmail.com and we will put the question on the show. We love getting your questions and giving you answers. And it's always good to get a view outside your network. I always say that because the way that I think isn't always right. So reach out. Thank you for being part of this episode on our video debut. We hope you enjoyed it. You finally get to see us once. This is us. Put a face to the voice. Thank you so much for spilling tequila.
Make sure you subscribe, obviously, share it with your friends. Share this episode, please.
Share this episode with your friends.
Share this episode with a bride who's tossing up over her bridesmaids, because we'll fix it.
Yeah, true. Less than a minute. All right, we're going to go, guys. Our video's going to stop. All right, peace out, guys. I'm spilling with tequila.